Tired of her parents constantly nagging her to find a boyfriend, Callie makes a deal with a guy to pretend to be his boyfriend. Little does she know that things are about to get interesting as her birthday approaches and she starts developing genuine feelings for him. In the opening scene, we see Callie at the baking shop. Her best friend and business partner, Mia, enters and informs her that she is running late for her family dinner. Callie responds by mentioning that they have family dinners every Sunday and that it's not something new. Her friend asks her why she's delaying, and she responds that even though her family can be a bit overwhelming and make her stressed, she still loves them. Mia asks Callie to leave as she is getting late and assures her that she will take care of the work. Callie drives home and engages in a 15-second breathing meditation in her car to calm herself before entering the house. As soon as she enters the house, her mom, dad, and older sister warmly welcome her. Her father shows her their family album, reminiscing old memories, and reminds Callie that her birthday is approaching. They expresses their desire for her to be in a relationship with someone who can treat her as special, but Callie brushes it off and tells her mom that she is fine and doesn't need someone in her life to be happy. After that, her mother tells her that they have invited their family doctor named Arthur to meet her, with the intention of them dating. She meets him and puts a smile on her face just for the sake of her parents. Meanwhile, her brother named Kyle comes to rescue her from the awkward situation, and they go to the dinner table. While enjoying dinner, they engage in light conversation, and Kyle asks Dr. Arthur some random dentistry-related questions, prompting him to talk more about his business. Eventually, this starts to bore everyone at the table. After dinner, Callie's mother asks her what she thinks about Dr. Arthur, and Callie tries to explain to her mother that she doesn't need a man in her life to be happy. She emphasizes the importance of focusing all her energy on her catering business to succeed. Soon her dad and sister join the conversation, attempting to convince her to look for a man in her life. This makes Callie disappointed with their thoughts. Furthermore, her father reminds her that they have decided to celebrate her 35th birthday and tries to convince her to bring a date to the party. However, Callie expresses that she doesn't want to make it a big deal. Reluctantly, she agrees for the sake of her parents' happiness. In the next scene, Kyle and Callie walk to the bar, engaging in a conversation about their differing philosophies about love. Callie explains that it's not that she is deliberately avoiding being in a relationship, but rather she is waiting for the right man to naturally come into her life. Then Kyle suggests that she meet his friends at the bar for a friendly chat, hoping to lift her spirits, and Callie agrees to join them. Kyle introduces Callie to his friends, 2 girls, and a boy named Will, and they all take a seat at the table. Callie strikes up a conversation with Will, who shares that he is an English teacher and an amateur novelist. He mentions meeting Kyle through basketball, and Callie proudly discusses her own basketball skills. As they continue chatting, Kyle mentions their family's Sunday tradition of trying to set Callie up with someone. Callie confidently expresses her love for being single, and Will wholeheartedly agrees, emphasizing the importance of natural and unforced relationships. Kyle then asks about her birthday plans, and Callie reassures him that it's still 2 weeks away, so there's no need to worry. The next day, Callie goes to her bakery and tells Mia about Delaney, the biggest lifestyle blogger who can help them boost their business and give them more exposure across the state if they attend her event. While they are talking, Callie's mother calls her and asks her to invite all her friends to the birthday party. Callie makes an excuse, saying she will do it after work. Shortly after her mom's call, her father calls and asks her to see someone he hired at his store. She feels saddened by the pressure put on her by her family, and Mia suggests she take a break to compose herself. After that, she meets her brother Kyle and expresses her frustration about their parents' persistent behavior. Callie firmly believes that it's outdated for them to believe a girl in her mid-30s must be in a relationship. Despite her deep love for them, she cannot compromise her own beliefs about marriage. Callie emphasizes that she doesn't want to disappoint her parents, which leads her to devise a plan of bringing a fake date to the birthday party, solely to please them. Then they start thinking of a person who would be a perfect match to be a fake date, and Callie suggests that Will could easily do this as he shares the same thoughts as her. In the next scene, she meets Will at the cafe and tells him that her birthday is coming up and her parents are throwing a big party for her. They insist on her bringing a date to the party, but she doesn't want to be in a relationship. However, she has devised a plan to bring him to the party as a fake date. Then Callie tries to convince him that he can easily do it without hurting each other, as they both share the same sentiments. Will agrees with her plan and asks why she is willing to go to such great lengths, to which Callie explains that she is under a lot of pressure from her parents, and she loves them a lot, so she doesn't want to disappoint them. In the evening, she tells her brother Kyle that she has convinced Will and they are going out on a few dates to make this fake date believable. After that, Callie and Will meet up for a pretend date. Will assures her that he will play his role as her perfect boyfriend to the best of his abilities. While walking, He takes her to his favorite spot. Callie is impressed by Will and says that it's hard to believe he is still single, as he could be a great boyfriend. Will pauses for a second and expresses, "The most important thing in the world to me right now is that I can be the best boyfriend I can be for you." This statement flusters Callie slightly, and she agrees, saying it's wonderful to have someone who is on the same page. She quickly changes the topic by asking if his mother also pressures him like her own mother does. Will responds by saying, "Obviously, she does the same." Callie then mentions that tomorrow is Sunday, the day for her family's traditional dinner, and she invites Will to join if he can. Will informs her that he has a date, but he will try to show up and meet her parents afterward. The conversation ends warmly, and they spend a good time with each other. At night, at the dinner table, Callie reveals to her parents that she is dating someone, which shocks everyone. Her mother gets excited and starts questioning her about him, asking how they met and what his name is, so Callie tells her family that they met at a bar, and his name is Will. She also mentions that he is a high school English teacher. Then her family expresses their excitement and says they are looking forward to meeting him in person. Furthermore, Callie tells her family that she has invited Will for dessert, and everyone is delighted to hear that. After a while, Will shows up and warmly meets Callie's parents. All the family members are thrilled to see him and have a great time. The next morning, Callie goes to the bakery and tells Mia about the previous night and how well Will acted as her boyfriend in front of her parents. Mia shows concern and asks Callie if it isn't wrong to deceive them, but Callie explains that it's just to make her parents happy and she needs to focus on her catering business, so she doesn't want her parents nagging her for a while. In the next scene, while playing baseball, Kyle compliments Will on how well he impresses their parents. Meanwhile, Will credits Callie for her excellent preparation and convincing performance, acknowledging that even he is taken in and believes she is his real girlfriend. One evening, Callie is cooking the meal at her bakery that she has promised Will, unaware that he walks in. Callie gets shocked and accidentally spills the food on the floor. However, Callie says she will cook it again, and Will suggests that she can teach him too. As she proceeds to cook the dish again, Will stares at her with deep affection in his eyes. After preparing the dish, they sit together and have some chit-chat. Before leaving, Will attempts to hug her, but Callie hesitates and ends up shaking hands with him. The next morning, Callie's mother calls her to remind her that they have to go to the Love Lock Bridge. Callie tells her mother that she is busy preparing for the event, but her mother persuades her, saying it's a tradition and she must come. Furthermore, her mother tells Callie that she has invited Will to join them. On her way, Callie meets Will and apologizes to him for the sudden invite, but he assures her that it's fine. They then meet up with Callie's parents, and she explains to Will about their tradition of ringing a bell in the garden. After completing the tradition, Callie's father suggests taking some family photos, and her mother suggests taking a picture of Callie and Will while they kiss. Callie wants to refuse but goes along with it to maintain their fake drama. Right after that, she goes to the bakery and tells her friend about kissing Will and how she feels something. Her friend asks if she is developing feelings for him, to which Callie says that it's difficult for her to interpret her feelings. In the next scene, Callie goes to see Will at the college and gives him a dish she cooked for him. During their conversation, she tells him about Delaney's event and asks him to visit. He says he won't promise, but he will try to show up if he doesn't have a schedule. Later, Will meets Callie's brother, Kyle, and during their conversation, Will compliments Callie, saying she is a great person. Kyle asks Will if Callie likes him for real and Will responds, stating that it's been a lot of fun hanging out with her. Despite Kyle's suggestion to pursue a real relationship, Will opposes the idea, understanding that it doesn't align with Callie's desires and intentions, and he acknowledges the importance of respecting her wishes and controlling his own emotions. In the evening, Will texts Callie to inform her that he can't come. Later, at the event, Callie suddenly sees Will with a girl and feels sad. After that, she goes to the baseball field to release her stress, and Will shows up there too, apologizing for not showing up at the event. Callie reassures him, saying it's fine. Then, they have a conversation about the upcoming birthday party, but Callie becomes a bit emotional and ends up mentioning that she saw him at the restaurant with a girl. She tells him that it's the same restaurant where she was having the event, and he skipped out. He explains that it's just a dinner and he is doing it to protect her feelings. Callie questions the point of doing it when they are not even dating, and they never will be. Will decides to leave, but Callie quickly apologizes and says that she will see him at the party. However, she fails to hide her emotions in front of him. Eventually, the day of the birthday party arrives, and during the party, while Callie and Will are dancing together, Will confesses his feelings in front of her. Then, during Callie's birthday speech, she becomes overwhelmed with emotions and reveals to his family that she and Will are not actually dating. Also, she apologizes to them. However, her parents realize their mistake and apologize to Callie for pressuring her so much, explaining that they only want her to be happy. While they are talking, Callie receives a call from Delaney, who tells her that she has chosen her catering services as her #1 pick. Callie rejoices with joy and celebrates the achievement with her family. After a while, she is sitting on the swing with Mia, and suddenly Will appears with flowers. He expresses his true feelings in front of her and they both confess their love for each other with a spark in their eyes, finally finding the right person in their lives. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.